Hey, Jess.
Hi.
Hey,
Hey, what's up?
how are ya?
Good. How are you?
Good. You know,
Hanging in there?
yeah, I'm actually starting to have contractions, so it's
Oh, so you think it could be earlier?
I don't know. I don't
Like,
know. I had that like prodromal labor with my other kids, so we'll see.
hi, Megan.
Hi.
How are
Hi.
you?
Lisa, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. So I know that Nicole told me that you might be on, so welcome. She's probably sleeping. Considering she's in Ireland, but um, I am going to give it a few minutes and see if anybody hops on, and then I'm just going to share my story and my business testimonial, and then talk a little bit about our core products.
I should have my friend Karen joining. She's putting all the kids to bed, so she said she could be a few minutes late.
No worries. And then I know there's a couple other possible people, actually from Nicole, and then also Catherine. We'll see. We will see. Do you want me to wait for her, Jess, or do you think it's...
No, you can start. I mean, we got someone on here, so
Yeah.
she was going to.
Lisa, can you see me?
Oh, I can see you fine.
Okay, cool. We just can't see you, and it's no big deal. But that way, because I'm going to show a couple things. I was even going to try and screen share my picture. All right. Okay, so a little over 2 years ago, I was sitting in the hospital in labor with my third child in under 4 years, and I was extremely depressed, anxious, kind of looking for something to help me feel better. I saw a friend post on Facebook who I hadn't spoken to in about 15, 16 years. But I knew her character, and she was one of the sweetest people I've ever met. She actually lived right behind me growing up. And I reached out to her and expressed interest in possibly trying Plexus, which is what she was talking about, but only really realized or noticed from her post that it was for weight loss. At least that was my understanding. So when I got home from the hospital and breastfeeding failed for the third time, I decided to try the products. I actually won a free trial. I entered a free trial that she was having. And what happened next was something that I never really expected. Not only was I noticing a change in the scale, but things were changing with my mood, with my sleep, and I started to really get curious about what these products were doing for me. So I will admit that I did absolutely zero research before I started Plexus, which I don't recommend, but I was that desperate. And I didn't really care what was in the products, and you should. So I started doing some research because of the changes I was feeling. And at that point in time, realized that these products were aimed at things like gut health, inflammation, and leveling blood sugar, which is why not only was I able to let go of excess weight naturally, but my mood was improving. My depression, my anxiety were lifting. I had plantar fasciitis, and that pain was dissipating. I was sleeping without my sleep aid. I have Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid autoimmune disorder. And a lot of my symptoms outside of that, it stemmed from that. So I noticed that my skin was getting clearer. I had, I struggled so badly with trying to lose weight despite exercise and a healthy diet that, I knew that there was something else in these products that was helping me to do that. So I became fascinated with leaky gut and gut health in general and started doing my research diligently. Also, my background is in psychotherapy and mental health. So the whole gut-brain axis just absolutely fascinated me. So lots of research on why our probiotics specifically and our cleanse were helping me with not only the weight loss, which was originally my only goal, but all these other symptoms that were going on. So long story short, fast forward 2 years, and I am off 6 of my 7 medications. And I currently only take my thyroid medication, and it's on the lowest dose I've ever been on and the lowest dose possible. And I'm hoping once I have this baby in the next week, I can get completely off of that medication too. So that's just something that we have to monitor really closely. And I've always worked with my doctors who have been very on board, my pediatrician, my OB, and my general practitioner with everything I take and what my kids take. And I think that's important. I think it's important for us to research what we're putting in our bodies and know, why it's doing what it's doing. So that being said, about a month and a half into my Plexus journey, I kind of pushed my fears aside and decided, all these changes are so amazing. I'm feeling so much better, and I know there's more to come. And I saw these testimonies of people who, were changing their lives, and I missed working. So I had my 3rd child, and I never went back to work after my 2nd. And so I was missing something, and I felt like Plexus kind of filled that void for me. So not only did I decide to take the products, but I decided to become an ambassador. And that's where things changed dramatically for my life. I invested in myself. I decided to really take a look at self-growth, at how I could help other people. I definitely had some key people in mind. My godmother, who was very sick, diabetes, and other things. My mom, my family, just my immediate family. And so I decided that, if it's helping me, it could help a lot of other people. So I'm going to start sharing. And it's changed the course of my life. I am now a extremely comfortable stay-at-home mom, making more than I did with my master's, all while helping people get healthy, growing personally, making amazing friendships, and just learning about these fascinating products and life-changing products, in my opinion. So I was able to actually help my godmother get off of 7 medications. My husband's cholesterol has lowered by 80 points, and he has energy to kind of get up every morning and work out at 5:30 in the morning, which is the only time that's possible with our 3 little crazy kids and everybody else's schedule. Jessica and Megan, that are both on this Zoom, are friends that I've been able to help health-wise, but also now have thriving businesses as stay-at-home moms. So it's just been a blessing beyond blessing on top of blessings. It's amazing. And there's really no other way to describe it. I'm going to screen share my before and during pic. I am 39 weeks pregnant, so this was before I got pregnant. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if it'll. No. Can you guys see anything other than?
No, not yet. There it is.
Is it my picture?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, so that's me. And I think even just the skin change is huge. I dealt with cystic acne, which was horrible, hormonal. And so when you're leveling your blood sugar and working on your gut health, a lot of hormonal things can change too. And Hashi's is based in hormones as well as gut health. So my skin was so pasty and dry. My hair and nails have never been healthier. So quite the transformation. And I think I actually have, no, I don't have Megan's on this one. Megan's, I love sharing Megan's because Megan's is so different than mine. Megan was more of a fit girl, right? A healthy girl that didn't need Plexus sort of thing, but was waking up every morning feeling, heavy, limbs heavy, not sleeping, waking up during the middle of the night, dealt with chronic constipation. And so, she's been able to change all of that, take her fitness to another level. She still works out. So it's just, I love helping people where they're at kind of reach their goals. It's fun. It's kind of a puzzle, putting a puzzle together. So let me share a little bit about our 4 core products and then open it up for questions. So our first consumable product from Plexus is Plexus Slim. Okay, this is the pink drink that you hear most people talking about on Facebook. It comes in a bag and it has 30 packets in it, like this. So you basically just put it in 6 to 8 ounces of room temperature water, shake it up really good, drink it, and then eat your breakfast 20 to 30 minutes later. The higher the protein, the better. What it does is it levels your blood sugar. It keeps cholesterol at healthy levels, lipids at healthy levels. This is what helped with my husband's cholesterol. Your blood sugar, when you look into it, is connected to so many different things. Hormones, your endocrine system. It's related to our energy levels, so we're not having crashes. That's why a lot of people find that they get good energy from Slim. And it's a sustained energy. It's not I just drank 5 cups of coffee energy. So it's one where you're not, just crashing, towards the middle of the day or the end of the day. It also reduces binge eating. As your blood sugars level, you're not going to have that, hangry feeling people talk about. I definitely had it. So that is something that I enjoy about Slim. And it also burns fat and not muscle. So that's why people call it the pink drink that makes you shrink. We definitely talk to our customers and our ambassadors about measuring, about fat loss. Before I got pregnant for the 4th time, I had lost over 40 pounds, but I had also lost about 45 inches, and I lost inches first. And so I had been that weight before in my life. I was still on 7 meds, right? So I wasn't very healthy, but I had been that weight, but I had never been that size. And that's the difference. Fat loss is an awesome thing. I always tell people to chuck their scales and just measure. And that's the best predictor of your success, because fat and muscle weigh the same thing. I know people are always like, well, muscle weighs more than fat. Not true. Muscle is, 5 pounds of muscle is this big versus, 5 pounds of fat. And so it just takes up more room. So you appear leaner and healthier as you're losing fat. So that is Slim. Then coupled with the 2 gut products is what we call our triplex, and what's our most popular combination to start people with. It's how I lost all my weight, none of which are or were made for weight loss. Sometimes it bugs me that Slim's called Slim because it was originally for type 2 diabetics. It's not a weight loss supplement. So ProBio 5 is our probiotic. Now there are hundreds of probiotics on the market. So what makes ours special? Why take ours? The difference is this. So our probiotic has 5 strains of probiotics that are necessary and important to be in your probiotic, but it goes above and beyond that. It also has an enzyme and an antifungal that can actually kill the candida yeast that is responsible for a lot of our issues. So if you look into leaky gut and whatever you're dealing with, fibromyalgia, insomnia, inability to lose weight, ADHD, whatever the case may be, if you look into it, a lot of times that can be caused by a yeast overgrowth, food sensitivities. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And that yeast is particularly difficult to kill, okay? The outer exoskeleton of the yeast is hard to penetrate and get through. Well, the antifungals and the enzymes can actually get through that and then kill it, which is important. So it's very powerful. It was invented by a woman, which is why I think it's the best. But it's amazing. It's changed my life. I've never taken a probiotic and seen results that I've seen. So this usually is coupled with this, which is our Bio Cleanse. They're like, we call them the Bio Twins, because this kind of acts like the garbage collector, okay? So it kills the yeast, collects the yeast, and this gets it out of your system, but also has a lot of other benefits. So don't let the word cleanse scare you, because it is a gentle daily cleanse. It's a magnesium supplement. And so many women and Americans in general are deficient in magnesium, which can cause a host of issues. But it's going to help with regularity. It's going to increase or oxygenate your body, which creates an environment where it's hard for disease to foster. And it boosts your metabolism as it's doing that. And it supports collagen production. This, to kind of give you an example, my husband suffers from colitis. And so people would be like, whoa, don't give him a cleanse, right? That's the last thing he needs. But it's a balancer. So when, somebody like Megan, who was struggling with chronic constipation, takes this, it helps to relieve that. When somebody like my husband who wasn't, it helps to bring him back. So our supplements are helping to balance the body so that it functions as it should. But those two together are amazing and what help to repair leaky gut. Then the last one I'm going to talk about is our X Factor. The science behind this is absolutely fascinating. The doctor that came up with this shares about it, Dr. Harris, in a couple of videos. But the coolest thing about our multivitamin is it's patented with an aloe blend. And aloe is a godsend in its own. It acts like a taxi driver as it takes nutrients to the cells deficient in that nutrient. It also gives the ability for your body to actually absorb what's in the vitamin, but also what's in your foods, what's in your other supplements as you're taking, the X Factor with aloe in it. So, a lot of times people take multivitamins and then they excrete it immediately. Their pee is neon green. Not so much with this because you're actually absorbing it. So it's a huge, huge benefit, and you're not wasting it by excreting it. I'm sure everybody that's the 2 other ambassadors that are on here will tell you that you see immediate results: hair, skin, nails. I actually get energy from it too. I take it in the morning with my Slim. Love it. So those 4 together are called the Fab 4, kind of the hallmark of all our products. We do have about 11 other products that range from help with weight loss to, we have a fat and like a sugar, carb, glucose glycemic index leveler. We have a body cream. We have P96, which is our shake or meal replacement. I usually use it as a snack. It's only 96 calories. And we have a pain line, a natural pain line. So I want to open it up for questions about the products, about the opportunity, anything that you might have, Lisa and Karen, and we'll go from there. Or even Jess and Megan, if you guys have any questions or want me to clarify anything.
What are the ingredients in Slim?
So I can read you them. Green coffee bean extract contains 2%, less than 2% of natural caffeine. So equivalent to less than a decaf cup of coffee. The alpha lipoic acid, which is going to be like the anti-inflammatory component of it. Chromium, which is what's going to help level your blood sugar. And the chromium, I've gotten this question from folks before. Chromium can be bad for your liver. So the amount of chromium that's in our Slim, because chromium also has a ton of benefits, you would have to drink or consume like over almost 400 Slims a day for it to have a negative impact on your liver with the chromium in it. I mean, that it's not an excess amount. It's very beneficial. Beet extract. So the pink color that's from beetroot.
Oh, okay.
Stevia is how we it's naturally extracted, and that's how we sweeten the pink drink. And then Garcinia cambogia. And that's it. And Hangao fruit extract. Again, a sweetener. It's gonna, not like an artificial sweetener, but something that's going to probably impact the taste.
Hey, Karen, so Karen's doing Kim Pollock's 10-day detox right now.
Awesome.
The one
Yeah.
So she's on like day 4, I think it was today.
Yeah.
So Karen, I don't know if you saw on like her stuff, like, so she she'd actually during the 10-day detox doesn't allow stevia, but she allows Plexus Slim because the whole point of Plexus Slim is to balance your blood sugars, which is the whole point of that 10-day detox is to keep your blood sugars like that. So she fully supports using even Plexus Slim, during that 10-day detox.
Okay.
Yeah, she's extremely knowledgeable, and obviously her background is, holistic health, but she is extremely knowledgeable about our products. There's also several other product gurus on our larger team. So Jessica can always send you videos from Almay Darling. She's amazing on our products. Or he's a master nutritionist. And then we have another dietitian, Jennifer Pickett, who has a ton of videos too, that just goes into depth about the ingredients and what they do on all our products.
So like when you speak to a nutrition about like Plexus versus like natural foods, because I always get confused as to like if you just like ate perfect,
sure,
like would you need products like Plexus? You know what I mean? Like in a perfect world.
I totally know what you mean. I totally know what you mean. So the unfortunate thing is there's no way to eat perfectly unless you're growing your own food in your backyard in soil that is organic and that you know what I mean? Like there's no way in our society to do that. And unfortunately, because of the way our food is processed and made and farmed and all of that stuff, what used to be in an apple, right? The nutrients in an apple, now is taking you 25 apples to get to that. It's supplements are so needed because there's that huge void. Also, it's hard to maintain adequate blood sugar stabilization based on food alone. Now, there are foods that make it a lot easier. And if you're already doing that part and you add Plexus in, you're golden. You know what I mean? Because you're going to see results way quicker than somebody who is going to just add Plexus and remain eating the same. You know what I mean? Also, a lot of those foods aren't going to kill candida yeast. And if you've ever been on birth control, ever taken antibiotics, ever, breathe the air in our environment, or eaten processed food. I mean, if you've ever eaten something out of a box or a package, most likely you have leaky gut. We all do to some extent. Some of us have it way worse than others. And food alone can't get you there. It's a huge part. And I am a firm believer in the nutrition aspect of things. And the cool thing about Plexus is as you're leveling your blood sugar and working on your gut health, what you crave starts to change. So if you use Plexus as a tool instead of a crutch, it's just kind of two beautiful worlds colliding. And I feel like that's how we've all gotten help.
Cool.
That makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Lisa?
How long does it take before you start noticing once you start taking the Plexus?
So everybody is different, and I do a lot of educating with my customers and my ambassadors on this. There's different ways to take the products, and I always work with people on that as far as timing. If you have really bad yeast overgrowth, it's important to start slow, and we walk you through the whole process. We have a customer page, we have ambassador support pages, but it can be different for everybody. It depends on how bad your body is, how bad of shape things are in there, and so it can take anywhere from a couple weeks to start seeing results, non-scale victories, small changes. I encourage people to always be looking. One of the things I noticed was it's 2:00 in the afternoon, and I'm not so angry that I can't take a nap. I'm not agitated that my kids aren't sleeping, and I my days were based on when can I sleep? When can I sleep? When can I take a nap next? And when that didn't happen, watch out. And I noticed that I wasn't feeling that way anymore. So I encourage people to look for some of this, or I didn't need that brownie every day, or that piece of chocolate, or, I wasn't snacking all the time. And you can just, if you listen to your body, you can, you'll see changes. There's some people that, really need to work on their gut and really need to kind of ease into our products, and they might not see results for, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, to where they're happy with what's going on. So everybody's different. It's a process. That's why we have our 60-day money-back guarantee. It's super easy. There's no strings attached. We can even help you get your refund back for you, because our products work. Less than 1% of people return their products.
That's cool.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Is there any benefit to doing them individually compared to chunked together?
So, sure. Yes, absolutely. There's benefits to doing, they all have unique benefits. It's just that when you put the triplex together, when you put the Slim and the 2 gut products together, you're focusing on 3 core things that are not only responsible for allowing your body to shed excess weight, but also are responsible for pretty much everything else. And that's gut health, inflammation, and blood sugar. Those 3 things control so much in our body and our body systems that if you're tackling all of them at the same time, it's just going to be the most beneficial. And then when you add something like X Factor that helps your body absorb everything by over 400% more, you're just increasing the effectiveness and most likely the timeline of how things are going to play out in your body. But everybody that's living and breathing needs to be on our probiotic. That's a must. If you're not on that, everybody could benefit from that. Everybody that's on our earth.
But Karen actually just started the ProBio last week. Awesome. And she already kind of wait, is it working already? You kind of saw a change already. So
I've seen a big change.
It's amazing. Now, the thing with this is, if we're killing yeast, the last thing we want is a bunch of dead yeast floating around our bodies. So that's why it's super important to pair it with the cleanse, so that you're cleansing your digestional tract and you're, getting that gunk out of your body. So I rarely suggest people take the probiotic without the cleanse. I
have magnesium in my prenatals. So we were thinking, because I take a whole bunch of prenatals I'm a nursing mom, so I continue to take them. Yeah. So we were thinking that magnesium would kind of you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good point. I'm currently, like I said, 39 weeks pregnant. And I take the X Factor and our Omega, which is our plant-based Omega. So no fish oil in place of my prenatal, approved by all my peeps, my doctors. And it's been amazing. So something that you could look into down the line too. If you wanted to switch. But
how do you get magnesium naturally? Like what do you eat? Like what's magnesium?
Like broccoli.
Yeah.
It's hard to get. That's why they say like 80% of us are deficient, because just especially women, we just don't get enough from foods. But I think there's even magnesium in chocolate, right? That's what they say. Women
well, I know you crave chocolate when you're deficient in magnesium.
I feel like broccoli is another one, but I don't remember. I just know that
I never crave broccoli.
What?
I never crave broccoli, just chocolate.
Yeah, right?
I'll eat broccoli. I certainly don't like crave it every day.
Isn't that the truth? Right? So it says like chart of magnesium rich foods. So almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, bran breakfasts, but the amount in these is not much. I mean, we need, a certain, I think it's like 300 and something, or 600 and something milligrams a day. And so I don't know. I don't know, the answer to that completely. I just know that since taking this, a lot of things that are associated with magnesium deficiencies, depression, fatigue, just being, lethargic, restless leg syndrome, things like that, have completely dissipated for me. And another huge thing about our bodies is just the absorption factor. When we have leaky gut, it's hard for us to absorb anything, nutrients in our food. And like I said, our foods these days, the nutrients aren't where they used to be. So if you're not absorbing much anyway, so that's why I just feel like supplements are such a huge thing.
Yeah.
I've done the whole, clean eating and exercising, and I lost weight, but I still felt like crap. You know what I mean? I still was on 7 meds. So that's the difference for me, is that like I felt good while I was doing it. It was doable before, it just didn't feel as good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Well, if you have any more questions, I know that Nicole, Lisa will help you. There's some groups that she can add you to that you don't have to be a customer to be a part of, just to kind of look around, shop around. There's a breastfeeding and Plexus group, Karen, if that's something you're interested in being a part of. There's a huge community of us on there. So happy, Jess would be happy to add you to that. So let me know if you guys have any other questions, but have a good night.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Bye.
Later. Bye, Karen.
Bye.